up, what up? It's Garage Gym Homie. And today, we're reviewing Apex Sport STIM 5. Is it worth it? So before we get into this, please click the subscribe button. I'm a newer channel here on YouTube, and I have good content coming out like every day to 2 days now. I got supplement reviews, a lot of stimulants, pre-workouts, health food, all sorts of stuff, good finds for you. So I appreciate all the support. So let's get into this here. Now, Apex Sport, never used any of their products before, not very familiar with them. They sent over this STIM 5 explosive limited edition pre-workout. It's Sunday, the weekend, so I used this today. I've used this before, and I was ready to review it. So this comes in a 40-20 serving. So basically you do 1 scoop, you get 40 servings. You do 2 scoops, you get 20 servings. So let's talk about what's in here. I always go 2 scoops. Never go 1 scoop. Never, ever, ever. So I'm not even reviewing this with 1 scoop because I don't know what it's like. So 2 scoops, the full serving. Citrulline malate, 8 grams. So first of all, it's a 15.4 gram scoop. So always use the scale. I don't even know what the scoop really means. I go by the scale. So 15.4, 2 scoops. So just so you know, this thing here freaking smells absolutely delicious. But it's very, very chunky. You could see that. So what you gotta do is you gotta kind of break up the chunks there, which is fine. I had a product before from Redcon 1, and it was a double tap cola flavor. It came super freaking chunky. Some of the ingredients in here, I think it's the, we'll talk about that, the glycerol. I think that it makes it really clump up. So Redcon 1, I called them, I complained before. It was so bad it wasn't even usable, the double tap they gave me. They told me to put it in the freezer for 2 hours and then to pull it out of the freezer and shake it up. And if that doesn't work, to call them back. I did that and it did work. So I haven't done that with this. This was breakable. I was able to get powder out of it, but this does come clumpy. This is Miami Vice City flavor. So anyway, citrulline malate, 8 grams. So that's for the blood flow, the pumps. So dang near, actually more than half of this whole serving is citrulline. So 8 out of the 15.4 grams is citrulline. Betaine anhydrous, so that's like your all-arounder there. It gives you the focus, it gives you endurance. It's good for a lot of stuff. A lot of benefits to betaine anhydrous. Pretty much like every freaking pre-workout now that I see has that. Glycersize, which is the glycerol powder, really good for pumps. One of my favorite, absolute favorite pump ingredients. They got 1 gram of that. So green tea extract. There's a lot of benefits to green tea extract. I'm not sure what the benefits are as far as for pre-workouts go. It's something you see in a lot of fat burners. It has some diuretic properties. It's good for metabolism, stuff like that. So anyway, they got 600 milligrams in there. L-tyrosine, 600 milligrams. That's good for some mental focus. Caffeine anhydrous, 400 milligrams. So when they say STIM 5, I think they're really gearing this more toward what the caffeine. If you're a real STIM junkie and you look at this, you say, wow, STIM 5, that's got to be like, it's more because they have a lot of caffeine in here. 400 milligrams is a freaking really good amount of caffeine. I mean, that's on the higher end. I mean, yeah, you know, you got your products that have 650 milligrams, whatever, but most pre-workouts, 400 milligrams is a higher end of caffeine. So Dynamine, this is a newer, I believe it's newer, I don't know how new, but this is an energy ingredient here, Dynamine. This is another thing that gives you energy. So I think this is the first pre-workout maybe that I've ever taken that has dynamine. And it also has Hyperzine A, which is a nootropic. It's for mental focus and everything. So 0.4 milligrams, so not a lot of Hyperzine A. So here's the deal. Looking at this label here, this is actually a really good mix of stuff here. You have your pumps, you got your citrulline, your glycerol. That's enough in some betaine anhydrous if that gives you a pump. That's a killer pump matrix right there. Then you got your stimulants, which is the caffeine and I think the dynamine. And then you have the nootropic, the L-tyrosine for the mental. I don't know if it's considered nootropic, but it's for mental focus, and the Hyperzine A. So that's a good mix of stuff. This is like an all-around really good pre-workout. This is, to call it STIM 5, I think STIM junkies might look at this and be like, oh, this must be a STIM junkie pre-workout. I think this is like more geared toward the higher end of what most people want in a pre-workout. They're not, there's that select group of STIM junkies who want the DMHA, the DMAA, the craziness, which I like too, but we forget not every freaking pre-workout has to have that. And it is a high STIM pre-workout, even though it doesn't have that stuff, because 400 milligrams of caffeine is no joke. I mean, if you're not used to having a ton of you should have a low enough tolerance for caffeine where 400 milligrams is going to freaking hit you hard. If 400 milligrams of caffeine doesn't hit you hard, you're probably overdoing it. I'm not trying to talk junk, but I'm just saying, if you can take 400 milligrams of caffeine and it's not getting you going enough to hit the weights and go hard on the weights and do what you need to do, you're probably overdoing the caffeine. You're probably taking it too much, too many milligrams, too often, and not taking enough breaks from it. So I'm a big proponent of being real conscious about caffeine intake because 400 milligrams should hit the spot. My opinion. Garage Gym Homie is always going to give it to you straight. So my experience with this. First of all, I didn't even notice this till after the fact. I forgot that this doesn't have beta-alanine in it, which tells me that this is actually a really good pre-workout because I went through the whole experience of this, and then after the fact, I looked at the label, I was like, that didn't even have beta-alanine. So normally I would be like, that kind of sucks. But I'm not going to play mad scientist and buy a little thing of beta-alanine and add it in. I believe that this formula is meant to be how it is, so I want to feel the experience, how they made it to be. So I'm not going to add in and do all that whole thing. So this was fine without beta-alanine. And for those of you who don't know, beta-alanine is that ingredient in the pre-workouts that gives you that really warm, itchy feeling, the tingles, where your freaking head is itching and it feels like a warm, fuzzy hug. It's a really good feeling for most people. Some people hate it. But listen, this didn't even need beta-alanine, in my opinion. This was fine. So about 25 minutes after I took it on an empty stomach with a scoop of protein powder in there. This thing kicked in, got my heart rate going, and gave me an unbelievable sense of focus, good mood. I felt really good. I was knocking the music here in the garage gym, really focused. I hit chest, and then I noticed about a half hour into the workout, my freaking pumps were insane. I had veins all up and down my forearms. I'm going to show you. You're watching my training by now in this video. You're going to see I was pumped the heck up in here. So about 25 minutes in, this thing hit me really hard. I mean, my heart rate went way up. Not crazy, like kind of heart rate, just a good energy. I felt really good. I still feel good. This is hours later. I still feel really good. I could tell the pump stuff was incredible. Anytime the thing's clumpy and it's got that glycerol, I know I'm going to get some crazy pumps in there. Because I've had that in those alpha lion products and all that. So anyway, listen, for caffeine and this Dynamine, if Dynamine's a stimulant, being the only energy sources in this product, this thing was freaking perfect. You know, I'm sick of watching other reviews before I review my products because it kind of gives me a bad idea of things. And I watched like another review on this and I was like, oh, now I know how it's going to be. I'm done doing that because other people's experiences are never my experience with it. This thing was freaking perfect. If you're a STIM junkie and you want to take like a little break from the crazy stims, exotic stims, and something that's going to hold you and make you feel almost like that good, not like that out of your mind, but like really happy and energy bound, this thing's going to hit the spot for you. I actually really like this. I want to look at their website and see what their other products are. I thought between the pumps and the 400 milligrams of caffeine, this Dynamine, and I think they had Hyperzine A, and the whole thing kind of came together just right. I think this is a great product. I think this is totally worth it. If you're somebody who doesn't want all those exotic stims and you still want that really kind of high stim experience, this gave it to me. So anyway, listen, let me know if you've tried this. This I compared to this was better to me than Total War. This gave me the only thing Total War had on this was Total War gives you some crazy beta tingles. This didn't have the beta alanine. So I compare this to Total War as far as like your kind of mainstream like STIM experience, you know, not one of these underground companies, but this actually felt way better to me than how Total War is by Redcon 1. So just to give you a little comparison, if you've tried Total War, this was a better experience. So, hey, that's what I got to say. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know what works for you. Please interact with me in the comments section. I'd love to know. And I hope you enjoyed just checking out some of my training. I'm just a regular workout guy who has a passion for health and fitness. I'm having a great time with this YouTube channel. God bless you all. Have a beautiful weekend.